Nebraska Cornhuskers love hearing this. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron with my buddy Paul. We are the Big Ten guys on the daily pushing out Big Ten content. So guess what? Don't miss out. All you got to do, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and boom, hit the like button. Nebraska this week at Memorial Stadium going up against my Michigan State Spartans. That's right. Yes, if you've never watched this show, I'm a Michigan State fan, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to probably laugh by the end of this episode, realizing how unbiased I am and how nervous I am for this game in Nebraska. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to jump into, first and foremost, some all right news, some good news, first and foremost, for Nebraska going into this game, some things that needed to be fixed in the bye week going in, as well some great news from Michigan State front that is going to have Nebraska licking their lips. They're going to love it. So let's jump right into it. First and foremost, Malcolm Hartzog, nickel, doubtful to return against the Spartans. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be that big a deal. And you laugh at me for saying that, but again, I don't think you guys are going to have a big issue against the Spartans. So that's one thing. As well, what we need to talk about is the offensive line. So offensive line, you could tell they struggled against the Wolverines this past 2 weeks ago. The Wolverines, offensively, they might not have the best offense in the world. And obviously Bryce Underwood is an athletic specimen, but it's not like he's shredding the defense apart with his passing. But when it comes down to it, the offensive line, or their defense is top tier. It's a great defense. And they showed that against the Cornhuskers and have shown that at different times in the season already. And so what I love hearing from Matt Rule going into this game is saying we're all going to get punched in the face. Some people whine about it. Some people cover it up. Some people swing back. There were times where we swung back, but we didn't swing back early enough. That is very true. And he says this right here. We got to swing back. And I think they're going to do that. They will do that, and I'm not going to be surprised. Let me say this, and this is what you're going to love to hear. I truly believe this is going to be an onslaught of Nebraska's offense, and it's going to be bad for the Michigan State Spartans. And you say, Aaron, why is that the reason? Well, let me show you this. First and foremost, rushing defense. We rank 47th in FBS football, giving up 120 yards. We know Johnson. He's a dog. I expect him to have solid rushing yards. Now, you might say to yourself, well, Aaron, who have you guys played? Well, we played USC, and they beat us by double digits, which is big. But then the other games, nothing significant. So I would tell you we have not faced a great rushing offense like Nebraska, the potential they have. That's first and foremost. Second, we jump into passing yards allowed. Michigan State ranks after 4 games 115th. This is the last page out of 134, technically 136 if you know ball. Giving up 263.5 yards a game. Wow. So I'm going to tell you this right now. Dylan Raiola is absolutely should have an absolute heyday with this team. Emmett Johnson should have an absolute heyday with this team. Ja'Cory Barney, a guy we talked about before the season, I was very high on, sophomore. He should have a heyday. Dane Key, heyday. A lot of people offensively should be doing a lot against this Michigan State Spartan defense. And sure, Michigan State might be, they have some weapons offensively. They do. But let's not forget that Nebraska actually has a solid secondary. You look at that statistically based on what they've given up passing yards wise. Now, granted, you take that with a grain of salt because we understand they got ran over by the Wolverines. Sorry, I hate the Wolverines, but it is what it is. That's probably going to happen to Michigan State too. But when we look at it, I think Michigan State will not be able to keep up with the scoring Nebraska has the potential to do. Dana Holgorsen is going to dial something up. It's been a bye week. They are mad. They lost a game they should have won against Michigan. This is not good for the Spartans. This is what Cornhuskers want to hear. I'm stating facts. That is how I feel. That is how I see it. So comment below, tell me what you think, but that is my thought process so far. Again, we look at passing yards allowed. Nebraska ranked number 1 in the country, 75.8. Again, you take that with a grain of salt because some of that we have to admit, Houston Christian is trash. I give you Cincinnati is a group of 4 team, and then as well Michigan. But Michigan, their passing offense it's not what it was with J.J. McCarthy. So, but again, still solid, and I think the Spartans are going to have a hard time scoring and keeping up with Nebraska. It just is what it is. So again, I'm telling you right now, if I were you guys, I'd be putting money on Nebraska football as it is. Money line, I currently don't know what the over-under is, nor do I know what the spread is, but I'm assuming it's in Nebraska's favor. If you want to give me a ticket, maybe I'll come out Saturday. Who knows? I might be embarrassed to show my face. I wouldn't be embarrassed to show my face. I'd cheer on the Spartans. It wouldn't be ideal. I have been to, I will tell you, a Nebraska Michigan State game, 2001. It was when Jalen Reed had the punt return, and it was beautiful. Scott Frost was so furious so furious. The wind took the ball. The coverage was to the right. He went to the left. He went to the right. It was beautiful. Kick return, went into overtime. Kicked the field goal. If you zoom in, you can see me actually standing in the end zone. Fun fact for you. Maybe I'll pull up the picture one of these days. But it was a great game. 2021 was the best 3-9 team I've ever seen in my life. Nebraska was that good a team. The amount of close games they lost that year was unreal. But that's beside the point. What do you think going into the Michigan game right now as we speak? Are you optimistic? Are you not? Tell me why. Comment below. Next up, just want to jump into the schedule. In my mind, to for sure lock a spot in the playoff, they got to win out. For sure. And I think when we look at this schedule, a lot of people have told me, Aaron, what about Maryland? What about Maryland? Once Maryland beats someone that's worthy, then maybe we can start talking about them. So we will see. But again, they, in my opinion, their 2 toughest games left are USC and Penn State. Besides that, I think they're going to be favored in a lot of games. I do. A lot of these games they should be favored and they should win, even though it's at Maryland, at Minnesota. It is college football. Anything can happen, but I definitely am leaning towards the Cornhuskers in that. So comment below. Tell me what you think. Good news from the standpoint coming from a Spartan fan to hear going into this game Saturday at Memorial Stadium. What is your thoughts? Would love to hear from you guys. And if you haven't already, on your way out, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. We love talking Nebraska football. And like I said, I picked them to make the playoff this year. I still have hope. I'm still praying. Cross my fingers. So comment below. Tell me what you think. Would love to hear from you. We'll talk to you later. Go Big Red. Peace.